I know it's December. I know I should be talking about Christmas and decorating this room like it's Christmas. But first, we will review one more Thanksgiving movie. Then we can talk about decorating this room with Christmas stuff.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Got the chatter.
What do we do about
Green Book. Okay, so Green Book is about this one guy. He finds this job to drive this other guy through a tour in the Deep South. So they go on this journey together. And there's racial stuff happening and stuff like that. Let's talk about it. Okay, what were my expectations when going into Green Book? I expected... when I first watched it, I was like, ooh, that's going to be really emotional. It's going to be really, really deep and hard-hitting. And when I went into this movie, I heard it wasn't really that. I heard it was more just fun. And I was like, okay, I'm fine with that. And then I went into this movie. So I went into this movie with those expectations. So yeah, let's talk about it. First off, the acting, as expected, is really good in this movie. Like, everyone did good in this movie. Nothing really that surprising about it to me. What is surprising about this movie is that you'd think it would be this movie that doesn't have many popular actors in it, not a popular director, just not a very popular movie, and it would just get like a limited release. Turns out this movie has a wide release. Actually, a lot of my friends actually even knew about this movie. They're not even into this type of movie, but a lot of people I knew about this movie. They were like, oh, that looks really good. And I was like, huh, you guys actually know about this movie. I thought it was a really smaller, underground more movie, because it looked like that from the trailer. And it was just like the smaller movie. That's what it looked like. But then we had like Universal behind it and these big companies. And I was like, why is this movie so big? Like, it's like being brought to us by these grand scale people. And even some actors you recognize. I'm not exactly remembering. So the guy who plays the musician in this movie, I know him. I'm just not remembering the actor's name. He's great in this movie. But let me just flat out say, expect it from the trailer. This movie is really good. How good? It's really good. One thing that really makes this movie really work for me is the fact that this movie is it is not complex. It is a straightforward, simple movie. It is very simple. It's not trying to, like, do anything, like, huge or moving. Like, there's some movies this year that were really big. Like, some of my favorites of this year, Black Panther, this big, epic action movie, CGI in your face and kingdoms and things like that. Movies like Infinity War, just this big-scale action movie. Fallout, this big-scale spy movie. Just all of this. And it's been, like, such this jarred year. Like, just all this in 1 year. Like, I don't think I've really had a movie, just a simple, straightforward, fun movie this year, and we're in the final month of the year, and I finally get it. And that is really what makes this movie really work for me, is that it is not complex. It's just simple, straightforward, entertaining. It's not like let's say a movie that's just really fun, like The Meg. Like, that movie's not just dumb fun, it's just fun. But this movie's not just fun, it's just incredibly entertaining. And I don't really have that many problems with the movie. Like, expected, there's no big problems with it. But I don't know if I'm gonna go back to rewatch this movie a bunch. Because, like I said, this movie is simply just one that's very fun and entertaining. This movie also has the greatest release date scheduling ever. Release it right at Thanksgiving. And, like, right then, it's perfect because there's a lot of meals in this movie, so they're eating food in it. And also, Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving, you go to Christmas, and there's a Christmas part in this movie. So, yeah, it's also... One thing I was really happy this movie did is because I keep getting annoyed this year of the racial messages movies keep doing. It happens again and again. Thankfully, one movie I was very happy didn't do this. Black Panther did not focus on, like, the racial side of things at all, no matter how much people pose it like that. It did not do anything like that. Which is something I really loved about that movie. Which is why it's one of the best movies of the year, easily. And The Hate U Give is another movie that might make it into my top 10. The top 10's it's really looking like a lot of my favorite movies of the year could fall off the top 10, because I have the top 10 working right now. This one didn't make it to the top 10. Not really that, and ain't even that close to the top 10. But it's like, a movie like The Hate U Give, it's like this really powerful racial movie. And it really hits. And this movie, I was happy it didn't really, because I'm tired of the racial stuff in our world today. Like, guys, we're done with the race stuff. Okay, I mean, at least in America we are, because, look, it's now, whatever, I'm not going to go over racial messages in a movie that's not, on a review of a movie that's not even racial, but I'm getting a bit sick of everyone posing racism as this big deal in our modern era when it really isn't. The Hate U Give wasn't really like that, where it was like, yeah, it's a big deal. It was more like this, it was trying to tell a story, simultaneously giving a message that I hadn't seen before, which is one thing I really loved about that movie. This movie's not even trying to do racial things. Race is brought up a lot in this movie, and it's a big plot point in this movie, but it isn't trying to convey a message about race. There's one scene that kind of feels like that, but it's not really trying to do that. It's just simply, like, this movie doesn't have much, like, I guess what you say, originality to it. It doesn't have so much of, like, the new things cinema's doing right now. What it has is a solidly entertaining movie that's a really well made, really well written, I know it's a true story, but it's a really well made, well written, good movie for a story that I'm happy I learned because I thought it was a pretty cool story. Not even that riveting and amazing of a story, yet they bring it to the screen just because, just to have fun, just to go to the theater for a couple hours, just sit back, relax, have fun. If you're really stressed right now, but you just have some hours of your day, don't just go to your local theater, go watch this movie, because it is quite entertaining. Because in the end, I really liked Green Book, to the point where I really am going to give this movie a high rating, because I don't have any problems with it, also because it's really entertaining. Is it the most original movie of the year? Is it the most, like, amazing movie of the year? Does it have the most best messages? Not at all. Is it one of the more entertaining, just purely entertaining movies of the year? Yes, this movie's not just fun, oh yeah, action. It's nothing like that. It's nothing I've really seen this year. The last time I can say I just had a lot of fun with the movie was Bohemian Rhapsody. So if you enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody, go check out Green Book, because you will enjoy this movie a lot. And in fact, I enjoyed this movie a lot. I actually liked this movie a lot more than Bohemian Rhapsody. While I quite liked Bohemian Rhapsody, I think I like this one more. I will give Green Book an incredibly solid 9 out of 10. I'm really going back and forth with the 9 and 8 out of 10, pretty much saying this won't be in the 10 best of the year, but I went 9 out of 10 because, well, I'm going to probably watch it again. It's quite entertaining. It's a well-done, well-made movie, because Bohemian Rhapsody is, like, kind of on the edge of just, you know it's not that good, but you really enjoy it. Not like The Meg, you know, because The Meg sucks, The Meg's a bad movie, but it's fun anyway. Then Bohemian Rhapsody's, still an okay movie as a filmmaking standpoint, but then as entertainment, you have a blast watching it. Green Book is a really well-made movie, and I really enjoyed it, which is why I feel like 9 out of 10 is a deserved rating. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that I haven't reviewed a lot of movies lately. I was actually going to review Mowgli on Friday until I realized, oh, it's a limited release. It doesn't go to Netflix till next week, and I just rather not pay anything. I mean, I guess I'm not the one paying for Netflix. My family is, my parents. But I would just rather would wait for Netflix, so I'll just see it next week. Then the week after, that is going to be a busy week. And just wait. So everything from Thursday night on, you will just be seeing MTS The Shark uploaded a new video in your sub box, like, every day. Oh, and then over break is going to be big, too. 12 Days of Christmas, reviewing all the Transformers movies, reviewing the original Spider-Man movies. I have a lot of stuff to do, so I'm going to take the next week to really prepare for all this. I might even start Transformers next week, because I have a really big Revenge of the Fallen review. Anyway, this is like half this review is now news. Bye!